Welcome back to AM Northwest. They're Ukrainian garlic rolls with a name that's fun to say. Here to share Pampushky from her cookbook Braids, we welcome back writer, chef, and podcast host Sonya Sanford. So good to see you again, Sonya. Oh my gosh. Okay, tell me about Pampushky.
First of all, how fun is it to say that
It
word?
does,
Pampushky.
yeah.
It's
Pampushky.
like part of the fun of making this recipe.
Yeah.
So pampushky are traditional garlic rolls from Ukraine, and they're eaten with borscht.
Okay.
Borscht is a beet soup. It's like the national dish of Ukraine.
Yeah.
So the most important recipes. My whole family comes from Ukraine. My grandmother made borscht all the time, and you always have to eat it with something garlicky.
Okay.
That's the key.
And hopefully everybody is eating it all at the same time, so nobody has issues.
That's, you know what, it cancels each other out.
Right?
My grandmother would eat whole cloves of
No
garlic
way.
raw with the soup.
Oh, wow.
So that's how we ate it, and that's not unusual.
Okay.
So you're making a simple dough. You're using some flour, just regular AP flour works for this. Okay. And then also what we want to do.
AP, look at you, fancy all-purpose flour, AP.
It came out of my mouth and I was like, that's chefy and not needed. Okay, so then I'm going to add a little bit of sugar to some milk. That just helps activate the yeast. I'm going to use a little active dry yeast.
Okay.
Most yeast you don't even really need to activate it. But this is just to ensure that it's working, because if your yeast is old or if it gets too hot or too cold in this liquid, it won't bloom and then your dough won't rise.
Oh, okay.
And you won't like that. And so a lot of times when people say my bread didn't turn out, I always ask, did you make sure the yeast got foamy and activated? Was it fresh? And so
you're looking for...
See how immediately there's bubbles forming on the top? That's all we're looking for.
Okay.
So while that just continues to get foamy, we're going to add a little bit of sunflower oil to the dough. That just adds a little richness and salt, and the rest of that sugar. Sugar helps it brown. It doesn't make it too sweet.
Okay.
And then we're going to add all this beautiful milk and the yeast to help it get all risen. And then I just like to use a mixer, but you can absolutely do this by hand.
Okay.
It just takes a little longer.
Okay.
So you start on low, you let it go, and then you're gonna speed it up once it starts forming a ball, and you let that knead for a while, like 6 to 7 minutes.
Okay.
So if you're doing it by hand, it's gonna be 9 to 10 minutes at least, because what you're looking for is a very silky, smooth dough. I always say it should feel almost like the back of your hand, like very soft.
Well, maybe the back of your hand, not necessarily mine.
Your hand too, Helen. So then once you have it kneaded and it comes together into a beautiful silky dough, again, for the sake of time, then you want to let it rise. So you can do this 2 different ways. You can put it in your fridge overnight, which is what I did, or you can leave it on your counter covered with a damp towel in a bowl.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, for about an hour.
Oh, look at it. It looks gorgeous, actually.
And I'm going to have you, do you mind getting your hands a little
not
dirty?
At all. And they're clean.
Yeah, and this is a clean surface. Why don't you just press down on the dough for me and kind of form it into a rectangle as you smush.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Not too big. Perfect. Keep smushing. You want to get all the air out of that dough. Yeah, and see how it's nice and sticky and soft.
And soft.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful soft dough. That comes from the milk.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. And then I like to just eyeball this and cut it into 8 equal pieces. You can get really perfectionistic and weigh each little piece out and make sure it's totally even, but I think that eyeballing works just fine.
Okay, sure.
I also don't worry if they're not exactly perfectly even. And then you and I are going to roll up some little rolls. Do you ever bake your own homemade rolls?
No. I love that you even asked me that question.
I feel like you're an accomplished cook and you could do it.
The baking thing, I'm not so sure. Okay.
All right, so what we do is we take a little piece and then we pinch inward. So we're forming a little ball.
Okay.
And you kind of pinch the ends and then you put it on the surface and you go like this. You just want to roll it into a ball.
Okay. I took kind of the biggest piece here.
No, that's great.
Is that okay?
That's perfect.
Okay.
See, it's not that hard. You got it. Got the hang of it.
That one kind
this is really
the bottom doesn't look so good.
No, don't worry about the bottom. We're not going to see it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well,
just
hide it.
Just hide it. Put it like that.
That's what Spanx are for. Hiding it. Okay.
Yeah, and this is how you would make any roll. You would just, this is the same for like Parker House rolls or any kind of roll you like to make. It's a similar kind of recipe too. Okay, we'll quickly finish forming these, and then what we do is we put them into a greased baking dish. This is just lightly sprayed with oil. It could be olive oil, sunflower oil, whatever oil you have. And you evenly space them out. And we'll just form this last one real quick. And then you're going to let it rise one more time. So I know not everyone loves to do a double rise, but it really is worth it, and it can all happen while you're preheating the oven.
Oh,
So this
okay.
only needs another 20-30 minutes, and what you'll see in 20-30 minutes of it being risen, you know, I like to lightly cover it,
Sure.
stick it in a warm place,
Okay.
heat my oven, and then they'll puff up and they'll start filling the pan. So
Okay.
while they're baking, we like to make our garlic sauce, because
Okay.
this is a garlic roll. And even just the smell of dill
Yeah,
and garlic makes
totally.
me think of my grandmother's house.
Oh, so sweet.
They're just, those are the smells of her kitchen. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna have you chop up a mixture of dill and parsley.
Okay.
And you don't have to be too fine, but whatever kind of chop you want. And the herbs are gonna really brighten this up and mellow out that garlic.
Oh, yeah. That makes
Okay,
sense. Okay.
that looks great.
Is that okay?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
And then why don't you chop a little bit more? I got you started,
Mm-hmm.
but you want a really fine chop on this, on the garlic. So
Okay.
just give it a little bit more of a chop.
Gotcha.
And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some of these chopped herbs and that chopped garlic into some oil. Again, you can
Okay.
use sunflower oil, olive oil, whatever oil you like. Do you wanna add some of that?
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay. Throw it
perfect.
in there. All right.
And then I'm just mixing it up.
Okay.
And that is our garlic oil. That's it's as easy as that. And you really want it garlicky. And you'll be
Okay.
like, ooh, raw garlics, that's
Yeah.
intense.
Okay.
But your rolls are gonna come out of the oven. As soon as they come out, that's when you're gonna hit it with the sauce. I'm gonna have you add it,
Okay.
because the heat of the rolls is gonna
Oh,
help
look how
cook.
beautiful they are.
Yeah, they
Oh
come
my
out
gosh.
all glossy, beautifully brown because of that little hint of sugar, and then you're gonna go right for it. Just top it evenly over.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, just spread it
Okay.
over.
All
'Cause
right.
again, the-
Can you grab one for me? Because
Yes.
we're running out of time.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I definitely.
Here you go.
Okay. Put a little on there.
Take a little on there.
Okay. Oh my gosh, they feel wonderful.
They're very fluffy.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh, yeah. We're going to put the recipe on our website, but also it's in your cookbook, Braids. And then you have your podcast, too, Food Friends.
Yes, thank you so much,
Yeah.
Helen.
Thank you, Sonia. All right, we'll be right back with more AM Northwest. Don't go away. Sorry.